All right, welcome back everyone to the Study Your Voice channel. It has been relatively a little while. Um, it has been a little while, but for tonight, um, we will be working paper ones for the 2021 January. Hopefully, everyone is doing all right. Anyways, as you guys would have known, I did schedule a Zoom class recently. Um, the Zoom class did entail a presumptuous. We supposed to start 10 o'clock, and I did start, but due to the lack of attendance, I had to cut it short. But I will be doing another Zoom class probably later in the future. I can't tell you when. Probably when the channel gets average around like probably within the 500 subscriber range. I will be doing another Zoom class. Until then, we will wait. I will wait till the channel gets a bit of momentum on views or to basically get the channel going. Until then, we will do a live stream and we will be doing I will do an open forum because I was planning to do an open forum today, but I see the attendance and it was very poor. So I changed my mind on the Zoom class. I did wait to 10 minutes and to the 10 minutes nothing occurred. But anyways, guys, it's nice to be back. Welcome back to the Sleep Prep Guys channel. Subscribe. It's very easy. I really appreciate the support. Yes, with everything out of the way, let me open up this document so you guys could actually start looking at it. Anyways, we are back again with the usual live streams. I did not have the opportunity to do live streams like this for a while because I was doing some experimentation with Zoom and stuff like that because I really wanted to get the open forum because next year we'll probably have a more effective means of actually doing live streams like this. But for the moment, we will work with what the resources that we do currently have. So yes, let's start. So we are doing a marathon as the marathons that I would usually do. We're trying to complete from the year 2021 to 2025. We will be working 2024 after this. I will be doing another live stream on 2024, and then we'll close off on office administration. Or I will try to do the 2022 if possible, but it will not be live. It will highly likely not be live. So anyways, let's look at the instructions and let's start this paper without further ado. So it says here that this consists of 6 items. You have 1 hour and 50 minutes onto them, etc., etc. Let's jump right into it. This is which year? This is the May, as you could see here. That's May, June. Um, I will be fact checking myself because I usually have comments that usually say that some of my answer does be inaccurate, and um, you are right in a sense, but we all do make mistakes 1 or 2 times. But I'm trying to fact check myself when I'm answering questions so that you have the most reliable information. I do the paper beforehand. Usually, I just jump into it and I just work it anonymously. I don't do any revisions. I don't check back. I just work it anonymously. But for this for the rest of the videos in the future and even now and presently and continue into the future, I will do the paper beforehand and then I will actually start a paper. I will do the paper beforehand because I usually just jump right into it anonymously and just work it. So let's actually start. So a small package containing important documents to be mailed to Canada from a Caribbean island, which postal service would be most appropriate? This one here would be first class meal. So it says a small package containing import. Look at the term here, and I want to really highlight this term here because they said important document, right? It said important document. So as I said in I said in a majority of my live streams, the thing that's supposed to be done is that you should not be, or you should eliminate the things that won't be the answer. You should eliminate the things that are impossible to be the answer. So, like for example, with this one here, they said parcel post, they said recorded meal, they said registered meal. All of these answers here, they don't really make sense. The only answer that we could have here, because look at this, recorded meal, meaning that it's something that is pre-recorded audibly. So it cannot be that because it does not fit the criteria because it said documents. It's a parcel post, meaning a parcel post, meaning that you're sending a parcel post, meaning that you're sending an item. So that is out. And then they said register a meal, and that is a meal that is not really that important to say because they said important documents. The only answer that we have in this, for instance, is the first class meal. And if anyone is tuning in tonight, it will be, I really appreciate it because now it's very late. And I do know that a lot of you will only look at this video tomorrow because right now it's 2 o'clock in the morning for me. And I did a joke that I want to tell you guys that I literally fall asleep, or I'm just got totally knocked out in the previous live stream because of tiredness. Literally, I was just because for the past couple of days, the amount of past papers that I've worked is so like it's just crazy, just like totally crazy. And I literally just got so tired I just fall asleep. Which of the following items? Sure, these things are right here. Um, which of the following items would be included in a memorandum? A memorandum is what you send in a business. A memorandum is what you send in a business. So something that a memorandum would have is a date. A memorandum won't have an address. It won't have a salutation because it's to your fellow workers and it's usually towards not only you within the business, but it's usually towards everyone within the business. It won't have a complimentary clause because you're not. It's an informal message, so you don't really have to do that. So we are at 3 now. In which of the following situation relationship between employees be described as vertical? One is senior to the owner. So when I mean vertical, what do we mean by vertical? A lot of persons don't know what we mean by vertical leadership style. Vertical is like, for example, if you're at here, let me just give you a little instance. So a vertical leadership style is from top to bottom. That's what a vertical leadership style is in its more simplest of terms. A horizontal leadership style is from left to right. So usually within a horizontal leadership style, that's usually in partnerships. There's no power dynamics in a partnership because everyone has an equity of shares. However, in a vertical leadership style, like a company, there is a CEO, there's a board of directors, there's a clear line of seniority and basically different leadership styles. So in a horizontal leadership style, no one is greater than the other, meaning that there's no definitive I'm better than you, I am the boss. There's nothing like that in a horizontal. However, in a vertical leadership style, there is that differentiation. So there, I just wanted to get that out there. So we're at 3 now. Now let's move on to 4. Which of the following is the correct sequence to follow on receipt of a suspicious package? So where are we? So let's look at I. So lock the door, inform security, handle the package carefully, leave the office, and place the package away from you. The correct answer for this would be, let me see, I handle the package carefully. That's the first thing you need to do. Then V, place the package away from you. And then IV, leave the office. I, inform security. And then finally, you lock the door. So the answer for this would be C. So that's it for C. So where are we now? We're at 5. Assume that you are a new employee in a large firm. While you are waiting instructions from your supervisor, another employee asks you to help her with her work. You should tell her that. What should you tell that person? So assume that you are a new employee in a large firm. While you're waiting for instruction from your supervisor, so the first thing you need to do, you should literally just tell them that you are a new employee and you are unfamiliar with the work, because you are basically new one. That's the most honest response that you could possibly give. There's no response that could be more honest. So let's move on to the next question. Where are we now? 6. The science of fitting the workplace to meet the needs of employees is known as ergonomics. Ergonomics is making the environment suitable to you rather than you having to adapt to the environment. So when we think of the term ergonomics, that's what we mean. Guys, I did manage to get back my glasses. I was not able to get my glasses in a little while, but we are back with the Sleeper Guys normal glasses. I was not able to get it, but I managed to find it. It was underneath my bed. So, so let's continue down the line. The major difference between an operator assistant call and a direct call is what? Monitoring by the operator, right? An operating assisted call and a direct. So the major difference in this, for instance, is the operating or the operated assisted call, right? Because in in operated assisted call, you would be monitored. However, in a direct call, you would not be monitored. So the best answer for this is D. If you guys have anything different, probably I may not see everything because I did it on my own. I did some fact checking, but you could just tell me if I have gotten everything right, at least in your opinion, because your opinion is open, the floor is open. This is a live, so I am open to any technical disagreements and disarrangements. So yes, with that out of the way, let's move on to question 8. A person who was dismissed from a previous job is filling out an application form for another job. He's required to state the reason for leaving the last place of employment. It is best to, what is it best to do? 9, we're at 9, we're at 8. Um, so previous job is filling out an application for another job. He is required to state a reason for leaving the last place of unemployment. So if you look at it, because he was dismissed, that means that he was fired. Something that he should do in this case, it might sound a bit weird, but the thing that he should do um, is make a reasonable excuse. Because if you give a reason for why you're actually fired, that would be insantical. So, at least from my opinion, the best course of action to do is actually D, make a reasonable excuse, because he was dismissed, he was fired. If you give the correct reason, they will probably fire you again. If you ignore the question, they will think of something, and if you give an answer like not applicable, it will literally basically take them off. So you have to make up a reasonable excuse in this instance, because you were dismissed, you are fired, and you would usually be fired for a reason. There's not a reason or a job would dismiss you without a reason. So there has to be a reason to it. So in this, for instance, the best answer is to make a reasonable excuse, at least in my applicable understanding. So hopefully you guys understand that. Hopefully we could agree with that, and we'll move on. So here we know. Mr. Lee of the sales department asked the receptionist to transfer a call from a customer to Mr. Field of the accounts department. If the call is disconnected while it is being put through to the accounts department, what should the receptionist do? This is for 9. So they said here, let me just highlight this here so you guys could see here. So it says Mr. Lee. So this is a person. Mr. Lee of the sales department asked the receptionist transfer a call from the customer to Mr. Field of the accounts department. If the call is disconnected while it's being put through to the account department, what should the receptionist do? Um, yes. Contact the customer, apologize, and connect to Mr. Field. So, yes, that's the best thing to do, because if you want to give me a reason and for a reason why I believe it should be this, because if you leave the line open so that customer can call again, you're basically trying to say that you're basically painting a bad image of the organization, to say exactly you're painting a bad picture. And if it's B, telephone Mr. Lee explaining what happened and offer an apology, that will be bad because you're not contacting the customer. Because look at this, sit bank transfer call from customer, because the customer is involved, right? And if you explain what happened and offer apology, you're contacting Mr. Lee. That doesn't make sense, because Mr. Lee is a receptionist. I don't understand how that makes sense. So if you telephone Mr. Field, explain what happened and offer an apology, that will still look bad on the company. You need to contact both Mr. Field and the customer. You need to apologize to Mr. Field, and then you need to contact the customer. That's the best response. If you guys have anything different, the comment we could argue it. We could argue in the comments, definitely. We could definitely argue in the comments. But try to keep it moderate, because I did have to recently. I didn't want to be rude, but I'll be honest with you guys right now. I did had a recent argument and a dismantle on a comment. I can't remember the exact people. And for the person out there, if you are watching and if you're a regular viewer of this channel, I do give you a big shout out to actually highlighting that. But try to keep it a bit moderate. If did make an error, just said, "Sir, you make an error," and then give me the exact answer. Just saying something you made a lot of errors, that's not the appropriate thing to do. Just said, "Sir, you make an error. Check out 13D. I will take that." But if you're just making a statement just like that, I won't really take the comment seriously. So I would like to say that if you're going to make a comment, I would like to argue about it. You could usually just put in your answer and give why you think the reason is to it. That would be the best answer. And I could actually articulate and I could actually respond to that. But if you're just saying you make a lot of errors, or you're making a lot of errors and you don't give me the errors to say, I can't really respond to it, because you just say something out like that. But I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I really appreciate your time on the channel, and I do appreciate it. But be more precise. Just don't say something straight out. Just give me the exact where I'm wrong, and give me a reason, and I will comment to that. So hopefully everyone understands that. Hopefully everyone could agree on that. I believe it's the most best course of action. So with that out of the way, please be moderate. Give me the reason and state where I made an error. If I will check it back, I will make it my duty to check back the answer and articulate, and I will take your consideration into view, and I will make an appropriate response. But make sure that if you see I make any error, state the exact question and give me a reason why you believe I got that one wrong, and I will make corrections if necessary. So for 10, it says, which of the following statements describes an applicant's curriculum vitae? A comprehensive report on his vital scores obtained during the course of study, a brief account of his life history and work experience, an extended list of his disorder and interests, an outline of the curriculum covered at the secondary. Yes. So the answer for this is a comprehensive report on his vital scores obtained during the course of study. So that's what a curriculum vitae is. A curriculum vitae is just tell you what an applicant did, what were their scores during a course of study. It could be both primary, secondary, or tertiary. It's not only applicable to secondary school level, it's applicable to all levels, right? So that's what a curriculum vitae is. So we're at 10. We're moving at a good pace. We're at least spending 11 or 3 minutes for a question. I will open up the chat. I can't see your chat right now. After we answer 12, I will open the chat. If you have any question, guys, I will reply. Which of the following services would usually be offered to customers who have fixed deposit account at a commercial bank? So let's just look at it. Permission to write checks on the accounts. Yes, that's something that would usually be on the fixed deposit accounts. Withdrawals on demand with interest earned. Yes, higher interest rate than that offered on savings accounts. Yes, so the answer for this is D. And I. All of these things would usually be offered to customers who have fixed deposit account at a commercial bank. A fixed deposit account, if you want more elaborations on that, is an account that usually, if you make a deposit of $1 million, a fixed deposit account will usually have a schedule of an amount of time that you will have to wait until you could actually make a deposit. So that's what a fixed deposit account is. I will open up the chat now. If you guys have any questions, if you just want to say hello, anything, I'm open to conversation. I will give you a shout out. How is everyone doing? So yes, we're at 12. So anyways, no reply. Okay, since that is out of the way, let's move on to the other questions. So we're at all right, I forgot the answer 11. Let's answer 11 now. Wait. Something is looking wrong here. Something looking wrong here. I'm looking back at if I'm fact checking myself again here. And it's the correct answer for this is I. Withdrawals on demand with interest earned. I do apologize for that. The correct answer for this one is actually B. Because I'm fact checking myself while I'm answering. So for D, it is now 3 months since you have applied for a job at a large firm and you have only received a letter of acknowledgement. What action should you take on an effort? Should you take in an effort to obtain a job? Write another letter of application, telephone your friend who works with the firm, visit the company and ask to see the human resource manager, write a letter to follow up the application. That would be the best thing to do. So I don't think I need. So a follow-up letter is basically a that you resend or you send in the case that you don't have a prompt response from an agency. So when you write a letter of follow-up, it's basically trying to say that will I get a response? Can I get the job? That's what the letter of basically a follow-up letter does. Let me just show you guys something on the screen right now. So if you guys have seen this, this is the I will be doing a video race coming up very soon on it. I think good. I will be doing a video very soon on the social studies syllabus. If you could see on the screen right there, I will be doing a cover up of this full course on social studies. I will be making it with probably a 4-hour audiobook on the entire course or the entire social studies syllabus from beginning to end. If you guys have any questions, if you guys have any interest in that, of course, I will be doing live Zoom classes every month, at least 5 times a month for 2 months. And we will be covering up the entire syllabus. We will be doing past papers and stuff like that. If you are interested in doing it, you could just tell me in the comment below, or you could just contact me using my information. It is free of cost. You just need to just contact me and we will start. I will specify the dates I will probably specify the dates in a post or on my channel itself. So I just want to get that out there. So with that out of the way, let us continue our lives. So we are now at 11. So I said we need to do a follow-up letter in this question here. So we are at 30 now. Which of the following is not requirement of a letter of, which of the following is not a requirement of a letter of application? So it should be typed. That is not the requirement of a letter of application because you could write it with your hand, like with a pen. You could write it with a pen. So that's not really necessary. 14. Which of the following guidelines should be followed by an interviewee? Is that even a word? During a job interview. So that's what they're trying to say here. So Let's look at the presumptuous answer. Remain pleasant and silent. Be confident when answering questions. Maintain minimal eye contact with the interviewer. No, you don't really need to. You don't really need to do that. I don't believe that's something mandatory. So the only thing you need to do is remain pleasant and alert. Be confident when answering questions. You don't really have to maintain minimal eye contact with the interviewer. So it would be I and I. So that's it for 14. We're halfway. We're halfway through. If you guys like explanations like this and you feel confident, you feel comfortable with explanations, if my explanations are coherent, subscribe. If you have anything, you have any disagreements, as I said before, state the question. Give me your response, your answer, and state why. I will respond. I will check back. But just don't say nothing blunt because it would be instantical. All right, guys, let's move on to 15. You work in a records management department of a large firm. You work in records management of a large firm. In what order should you file correspondence from following these clients? So just look at this. So they're saying correspondence. So the first person that you should actually look at first right off the bat is Erin Wolf. And after Erin Wolf would be Arthur Wolf, right? And then finally it would be Myrtle Woolworth. So that would be C. I think I need to do all of that. So the correspondence in that word, in that relation, the proper answer would be C. I, and I, right? Because it says you file correspondence. And if you look at the information here, I will discuss this later, but let's move on. I'm not finding the accurate words right now. So I'll move on from that. So let's actually take a move. Where have we now? 16. Um, 16. The correct index and title of a file for Peter Kinnett, Jawandu AASC LLB is, that would be Juwandu Peter Kensit, and then you put that last, not this force. This needs, so we need to start off with Juwando and then Peter Kinnett. So Peter, let me just highlight that. Juwandu Peter Kinnett. So that's the correct filing system of that. So 17. Which of the following methods of filing classification would be the most suitable for a manufacturing company with distributing centuries through the Caribbean? The chronological. It cannot be geographical. It cannot be subject because that's in relation to different subject matters, and numerical, that's in numeration to numbers and labeling. The best thing to do is chronological filing system. So 18. Which of the following would be most suitable for storing inactive soft copies of files? That would be the external hard drive, because inactive soft copies of files, they said soft copies, and if you look at this, none of these options here are actually soft copies. You can't really, because soft copies are on the internet, are on the interweb. It's actually intangible documents that you could only find or you could only get through internet access. Like for example, if you're within a file system, that's soft copy, hard copy, and none of these here, storage box, accordion folder, suspension folder, none of these here actually none of these could store soft copy documents. So we're at 19 now. I'm working this document 3 o'clock in the morning. It's very late, and hopefully everyone's day is going good. So Clary Lee is paid a basic wage of $8 per hour for 40-hour a week and 9.60 per hour for overtime work. Clary worked 48 hours. What was her total wage for that week? The answer would be 396.8. Let me just put up my calculator right there. So we know that she works basic wage of 8 per hour times a week. So we need to calculate her basic wage. And just put that on the screen so you guys could see it. So we need to calculate our basic wage per week. So with that, it's being said, we need to calculate our basic wage per week, which is 40 times the 8. That would give us 320. So with that in mind, so our basic wage is 320. Wage is 320. Then her overtime, her overtime. So her overtime, we know she's paid a basic hour of 9.60 hour for overtime. So we need just 9.60 times the 8. So 9.60 times the number 8. And that would give us 76. Wait, is that correct? 9.6 per hour. Yes, 76.8. So overtime will be 76.8. And now we just need to add the two variables, which are 76.8 plus the 320. And we're supposed to get 396.8. Yes. And that's how we got that answer here. A large office space with many employees working in the same area is referred to as, what is the answer? So if you're working with your peers and stuff within an office, where everyone is within one big office, and everyone is very congested in a very lucrative area where everyone is working in one area next to each other, we call that an open plane. So that's what it is. An advantage of centralized filing is that all records are stored and managed in one place. 22, a sum of money given to a cashier at the start of a day to make change is called a float. For the daily operations of a business, we call that we call that again. We call that working capital. So in this instance, float. So we're at 23. The accounts department has requested a file from the central filing department. Which of the following actions should the filing clerk take? The answer for this is D. So find out if the file is available, complete an outsheet and place it in the file. Ask the person receiving the file to sign for it. So that's not hard. That's very easy. Files which are no longer in use and placed in storage are referred to as archiving. Yes, so we call that archiving files. So we're 25. Your receptionist and your employer has asked you to cancel an appointment with an important client. What is the most suitable action to take? B. Contact the client, apologize, and inform him or that the appointment has been cancelled. That's the basic. That's more, can't get more basic than that. Yeah, she want to take off the light. You could take it off, right? Take off the light. You want to take out the light? All right, suit yourself. Hmm? Turn this shit into this thing. All right, better. You know, my viewers really cute stuff like that, right? At the annual general meeting of Verona Enterprises, an equal number of votes were cast for and against the motion. What action should the chairman take to break the tie? Exercise the casting vote. So yes, 27. Which of the following best describes the purpose of a petty cash book? To reduce clerical work, to store cash efficiently. I believe it is very easy to make small payments conventionally because you can't really put every small transaction in a cash book. It will just be too repetitive and it will just be too much work. Which of the following terms is used to describe a committee which has been set up to deal with a specific matter? Call that a ad hoc. So 29. So let's look at it. The table shows an extract from a petty cash book. The petty cash float is 100 and it is operated on the impress system. What amount should petty cashier receive at the start of the new period? Um, Cleaning 150, that. You just need to add that up and subtract it from the 100 and then we'll have a carry down. Cannot be nothing above here because the only answer in here is 86.40. That's ridiculous. Wait, give me a second, guys. This is such a ridiculous question. CSEC shaped this thing so weird and they catch me off guard. So the Impress system works with a reimbursement, meaning that at the end of every financial transaction or at the end of every month, to say in simple words, they reimburse an amount of money so that the business could operation. But what CSEC asks is that what is the amount of money that you will get at the start of the new period? As I said before, at the end of every month, they reimburse a set amount of money, which is $100 in this instance. So at the end of every month, they will just reimburse the $100. Toward now. I'll just answer these questions right now. The chairman's role in meeting is to control the discussions and guide members, ensure all members are given opportunity to speak. That's not a part of the II is not one of the responsibilities or roles of a chairman in a meeting. So toward one of the duties of an accountant's clerk is to prepare debit and credit notes. My gosh, people. Anyways, chat, I'm coming back. We're gonna get something to drink. Give me a minute. Nothing to order this evening. Hmm? Nothing to order this like no, it's 3 o'clock. You tell me to order this evening down here. Like I'm like 2 minutes. It's like 5 o'clock. Anyways, chat, we back. You start about this paper, we finish it off. We are at Torta 1. So let's move on to Torta 2. Which of the following deductions can be made from wages without obtaining permission from the employee? That would be income tax and company's health insurance. Torta 2, be A. Which of the following documents is sent by the seller when the customer has been undercharged? That would be a debit note. So we're at 34 now. Mr. K bought a new stove and hired purchase from New and Used Appliances Ltd. She wants to author art. And toward 5. The term verbatim minutes refers to an exact wording of the proceedings of a meeting. Repeat question. It's a repeat question. Question from 2024. No, I think it's 2020. Yeah, the repeat question from 2020. So the repeat question. We're toward 6 now. We're closing off. We're already halfway, you know. If the number of persons required to form a quorum is not present, the meeting must be postponed because um, it won't make any sense. So they would have to postpone the date. An ex-officio committee member is one who. This is a repeat question also. Attend meeting by virtue of an office. So within a meeting context, a proposal that certain actions be taken is known as a motion. So that's it for that. 40 now. Which of the following items of business is not discussed at an annual general meeting? The answer for this would be make an arrangement for an important director. 41. And I'm moving a bit fast now because I want to end the video. It's very late where I am. I want to close it off. So we're at 41 now. In what order should a secretary complete the following procedures when preparing for a meeting? So for this, it's actually 41. So first of all, they should this one's very basic. Ensure that the venue is booked, and then I send notes of meeting and agenda to all members. IV collect information required for use at the meeting, and then finally collect stationery for use at the meeting. So that is it for that. So closing off, we're at 43 now. So which of the following would be a major effect on labor turnover? Terms of employment. And turnover would mean that the actual persons working in the organization are quitting. They are just stopped doing the work. That's what turnover means. So 43 now. We're cool. We're going into our 50s now, guys. We're getting closer to the end. An itinerary gives information concerning departure and arrival flights. Itinerary deals with travel documents. So where are we now? 4. You are traveling to a destination where the time is 1 hour ahead of your departing time. Your plane departs at 12, which we have to add the 1 and the 12. That would be 13 hours. Um, if your flight takes 1 hour and 15, if your flight takes 1 hour and 50 minutes, so 13 hours plus the 1 hour, that would be 14 hours and 50 minutes. So the answer would be D. When the 24-hour clock is showing 18:30 hours, the time on the 12-hour clock is that would be 6:30. Very easy. This one is not hard because and CSEC usually brings questions like this for clock questions, and they're usually not really hard. What is the first step that a business should take if the cash book and bank statement shows a difference of 20? What is the first step that they should do? So the first thing that they should do is reconcile his bank statement with his cash book, or create a bank reconciliation statement to correct the error. at hand. Items 4 to 7 reports the following extract from an airline schedule. The schedule above shows that the aircraft will stop at Antigua ANU on its way to Jamaica KIN from Barbados BGI. How long will the aircraft will be on the ground in Argentina? Be 3 hours and 5 minutes. So it says how long will the aircraft be on the ground in Argentina? So where's Argentina? So let's try to analyze this, and I will not analyze the rest. I will just go through quick because I don't have a lot of time. So the departure time is 3 o'clock. The and this the arrival time is 4:25, and for the travel to the ANU, we're leaving at 7:30. We're arriving at 8:30. So first of all, there's a 1 hour difference. So there's a 1 hour difference here, right? And for this ratio, we're arriving at four. That would be a 1 hour and 1 hour 25 minute difference. So there's a 2 hour. Let me just thing it up on the screen here. I'll just type it out. So we're leaving at 3 o'clock, right? We're arriving at 1:25. So that would be 1 hour and 25 for BGI. And if you're looking at the ANU, we're in the sky for 1 hour. Just take this out. BGI 1 hour and 25 minutes. So with that in mind, they said how long will the aircraft be on the ground in Argentina? They said, and this is the time they actually in the sky. They said how much time will the aircraft be on the ground. So this one is very easy. So 7 3. This we just have to find the difference between the 7 and the 3. 7:30 minus the 3. Just see that on the screen. Seven minus the 3. But the answer in this relation is 3 hours and 5 minutes. Anyways, guys, I will give a more detailed explanation. I'm very tired right now. I could have probably do this quick, but I don't have my writing pen on me right now. Some firms offer a program which aims to assist new employees becoming familiar with the jobs. This program is referred to as this is an induction. An induction process usually be involved in training new recruits to actually come in or be involved in the job field. So yes, 49. The human resource clerk has been asked to go through a list of applicants and select those who meet the necessary requirements for the job. This process is referred to as shortlisting, which is eliminating the persons who are not suitable for the job to get someone who is suitable for the job. 50. So this is 50. The use of a perpetual inventory system in a large department store enables the calculation of stock levels and values at specific intervals. The job an employee has been doing is no longer required by the organization. The employee will be, if they're no longer doing the required job, most likely it will be expired. It will be expired, or they will be terminated from the job. The job let me just take a look at something quick. The Joe High School wants to build a new canteen and has received promotional meetings materials from several firms. In order to select the most suitable firm for the job, the school should invite firms to send price lists. I believe that's easy because we want to know how much money they would take to actually take on this project. So that's it. 53 now. The total minimum level on the stock car reports to lowest balance of stock allowed. So yes, I did this one already on the last live stream, so I will not explain this one a lot. I will post a link to that video in the comments below, but the original value for this is actually 300. And it's not really hard. It's very easy to do. I will post a link where I did that because this was a repeat question on 2024. If I could remember exactly, repeat in 2024. If I could remember exactly, I may be wrong, but it's supposed to be repeated 2024. I did this exact question before. What is the benefit of having insurance coverage during the transportation of goods? Compensation for compensates the business in the case of a loss. That would be the correct answer. So we're going on to our last 5 questions. I will not really explain this one a lot because I just want to get this one. I just want to get this out of the way because it's very late right now. So C for the 7, that will be 100, 302. Um, P Hawk has a manufacturing business. His raw materials cost 1900 rates and rent total 2000 factory amount to 2500. Number of units produces 640. So only thing you need to do is just add up this, and then divide it by 640, and then the amount of units that you could produce from that supposed to be 10. Cost of one unit will be $10. Yeah, 9. An order for the supply of 4 new computers was delivered on 4th of July 2020. The amount due for payment is $2,680. Is subject to 5% discount if the bill is paid within 28 days. The total cash discount in this, for instance, is $1,134. So the COD system, the system is basically as it says, cash on delivery, as we see here, COD, cash on delivery. I don't need to be more. This was a repeat question also. So guys, thank you for the support. Thank you for staying in tune. I am going out. I'm going to rest now. See you guys in the next video. Miss a note quick before I go is subscribe to the Subscribe Guys channel. This is the 2021 paper 1 May June. Anyways guys, subscribe to the Subscribe Guys channel. See you guys in the next video. And I will be going live again for OA Office Administration 2023. If you want to watch that, stay in tune for that. See you guys in the next video.